Hey everybody, it's Ted, and although I've been doing a number of games that I'm not familiar with at all on this channel lately, I just figured that just for a nice change of pace, I should do something that I know, that I'm cozy with. And what better game to do for that than Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland? This is a remake of the game Kirby's Adventure on the NES, or the Famicom, if you're Japanese. And yeah, I love it. This is the first Kirby game I ever beat 100%. It's one of my favorites. I love this game. As you can see, even on this Wii U version, I have 100% in both the normal game and the hard mode. But we're gonna be playing the normal mode just because it's a little bit easier. The only differences are the main difference is that you've got half health, and I believe no, you can only not save in, it's only Meta Knight mode where you can't save, although I have beaten that 100% too. But the main difference for the hard mode is that you only get 3 health as opposed to 6. So anyway, if you've never played Kirby before, shame on you. But just in case, Kirby is this little adorable pink guy who keeps on getting hit. And his main ability is to suck up and eat enemies like that. But some enemies, when you eat them, give you special abilities like this fire power up. Now, if I actually remember correctly, yes, there's a hidden passage here where we can get UFO, which is like the best power in the game. It is. I've been playing this game for years, and I never knew that until relatively recently. If I can just stop getting hit, you know. This is just so much fun. I love this version of Kirby. The original Kirby's Adventure isn't bad too, but the control's a little bit weird. In that one, I'm much more used to the control in this. Just missed number 1. But yeah, if you've never played a Kirby game before, this is a fantastic one to try out. You can get it on the Wii U Virtual Console. It's like $8. It's super cheap and it's a lot of fun. I personally think that this is one of the best games to start off the series with because it basically tells you everything you need to know about Kirby. It's about as straightforward as it can get. I mean, Kirby's normally pretty straightforward, but you're not also given any false impressions of anything. Like, for example, I love Kirby 64, but considering Kirby 64's unique mechanics, you might expect other things when you play other games if you start with that one. So, this is, like, to me, one of the best Kirby games to start off with. It is just so much fun to play. Another great thing about it, too, is that it's really fast-paced. Like, you can run through levels at a pretty blinding speed. Not like Sonic the Hedgehog speed, rather, but most of the rooms in this game are pretty short. So, you can... I'll leave Crash behind. We'll show off how awesome that power is later. But yeah, you can go through most of the rooms in this game pretty quick, and it makes it a lot of fun to just plow through in an afternoon. It is not the longest game in the world, although it doesn't need to be. It's actually really interesting. The original Kirby's Adventure was one of the last games released on the NES. It was like a 1992 or 3 game. So, that game... Oh man, I'm terrible at getting number 1. So that game basically tried to show off a lot of the NES's power, because at that point, you know, the Super Nintendo was already out, and people were already playing that, so why would you go back to an NES game? Well, you'd go back to an NES game because it's awesome, and I love the GBA remake. Like, the sprite work in this is phenomenal. Like, this was a really early Game Boy Advance game, too. Like, I think it was either 2001 or 2002. It was definitely early for the GBA, and you can tell that they were just going all out with the sprite detail here, because like Kirby's sprites look amazing, all the enemies are vibrant, the areas are colorful, it's super detailed. I love the backgrounds. This game is just fantastic. I'm gonna gush about it the entire playthrough. So yeah, right now I should go over the different powers we have. Unlike some of the later Kirby games, in this one, every power... Ooh, I can... nope, I screwed up. I couldn't get double powers for something random, but... Okay, getting hit us right when we touch a maximum tomato. That's nice. Anyway, unlike some later... Oh, sweet, we got it. Unlike some later games in the series, we don't actually have multiple abilities for most of our power-ups. When we get a copy ability, it's mostly just that copy ability. Like here, I've got fire, I press the attack button, I shoot fire. It's pretty simple. Although, You know what? Since this is a Let's Play, I normally ignore these, but, you know, since it is a Let's Play, I'm gonna do the minigames. You unlock these every once in a while, and this one is basically just hot potato, pretty much. You wanna hit the bomb back and forth. If it goes to you, and you miss, like that. I love that face. I need a screen cap. I need a screen cap that. But anyway, yeah. Assuming you don't lose, you get extra lives from that. That's probably my least favorite minigame. There are others, so we'll show them off. Hold on, let me show this. View copy abilities for free. Yeah, so anyway, this is the museum. If you need a certain copy ability for a specific puzzle and you don't know where to find it, most of them are in the museum and you can just pick it up there. So now we've got Sword. Sword's pretty cool. It gives you like a pretty decent attack in front of you, but why I more like it is the spin attack that you can do in the air. But we're going to let go of it for now because I actually prefer Cutter. So yeah, Cutter is really cool because you can do... Oh, hi, Mr. Frosty. Ow. Stop shaking your butt at me. That's inappropriate. This game is for kids, mister. Okay, and now we've got Freeze with his adorable little ice climber hat. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but, oh man, I love all the costumes. I believe the costumes first started appearing in Superstar for the Super Nintendo. So they weren't in the original Kirby's Adventure. If I remember correctly, the only powers that had any sort of visual difference for Kirby when he acquired them were there was the sword where he would be holding the sword. Oh, I actually wanted to get Spike. I just want to show off as many powers as possible. That's how I like to play Kirby. I like to switch powers all the time. But anyway, as I was saying, for the original Kirby's Adventure, as far as I can remember, I haven't played this version much, so I might be wrong. I believe the only powers to change his appearance, sprite-wise, was when he was Sword Kirby, he'd hold the sword above his head, and when he was UFO Kirby, he'd have the UFO sprite. But other than that, I'm pretty sure most of the sprites just kind of had a normal Kirby, and the hats just give him a different... It's just... It makes him so adorable, and I have to say that the Nightmare in Dreamland hats are probably some of my favorites. There's, generally speaking, I think... I wouldn't say that there's more power-ups in this one, but there's like a lot of variety in the hats, and I appreciate that. But anyway, on to our first boss. It's a tree. If you've got a number of powers, you can just hold down the attack button and win. Yeah, we beat up a tree! Woo! Yay. That doesn't seem physically possible. Okay, whatever. So, let's keep on going. This is Ice Cream Island. For the record, I didn't mention this at all, but the music in this game is absolutely phenomenal. Like, one of the best Kirby soundtracks ever, I think. Hold on, we gotta get Parasol. Yeah, there we go. Oh, wait, okay, I think I was wrong. I think he holds the Parasol in Kirby's Adventure as well, because one cool thing about the Parasol is you're protected from aerial attacks when you're holding it, so that's cool. But anyway, the music in this game is absolutely getting hit in the face phenomenal. Wait, come back, no! Ah, I wanted Parasol. Oh crap, I cannot remember the last time I tried to suck up a Starfy. No, that's a Scarfy. Starfy is a completely different character. I can't remember the last time I tried to suck up a Scarfy. There we go. But yeah, the music in this game, like, fantastic. One of the best Kirby soundtracks ever. And, you know, that's a hard act to follow because most Kirby soundtracks are really good. I don't think there's really any that are weak, in my opinion. So, you know, being one of the best is in a series like this is, you know, high praise. Although, to be fair, like, this is like the standard for Kirby's soundtrack. So many songs from Kirby's Adventure / Nightmare in Dreamland are remixed in later Kirby games. They come up all the time. So, oh, okay, we can do the air ride race. Yeah, so Kirby's Air Ride wasn't really an original idea. So this is probably my favorite minigame out of all of them. I find it a lot of fun for some reason. The trick is you have to press the A button to grind along the rail. You want to release it as close to those black bars as possible, and then as soon as you pass the black bar, you want to press it again as soon as possible. So there's a lot of timing elements to it, and you get a good burst of speed depending on how close you are. And I think it's a lot of fun. We're not going to spend too much time on it, but yeah. Cool. You can try to see if you can beat my time or whatever. You get a lot of 1-ups from those mini games. If you're playing hard mode, I actually do recommend going out of your way to play every mini game possible, because you're going to need those lives. Hard mode does not mess around. This is probably one of the more difficult Kirby games, even in the standard difficulty, I would say. Because, again, as you've seen, there's a lot of enemies, and if you're not paying attention, it's easy to ram your face into them. So, imagine the same level design with 3 hearts. So, we'll go with sword. So yeah, I recommend trying to get as many lives as possible in hard mode. I've only beaten it 100% a couple of times. I usually just prefer to play the standard difficulty. Okay. So here we've got Wheel Kirby, which is one of the coolest ways to get around. Like, just look at how fast we're going here. Sonic ain't got nothing on us. Okay. Kirby was the original cool speedster. Actually, I don't think Kirby's Adventure actually beat Sonic to release. I'd need to check that. I'm almost certain that... Wait, there's a 1-up down here? I never knew there was a 1-up down here. Holy... Oh my god. Wow. You learn something new every day. I mean, geez. It was kind of weird. I was getting into like a Kirby Triple Deluxe Planet Robobot habit, where those games love hiding things down pits you would think are bottomless. But, you know, you try anyway because Kirby can fly. There's no risk of losing a life. So, man, I learned something new today. Okay, we've got Parasol now. Woo! When you've got Parasol, you float slower, and it's adorable. You can get rid of it by tapping down, and then you'll fast fall. But it does take a little bit of getting used to do it that way. So anyway, I think if we go over here, there's an optional boss fight. No, that's a UFO room. Wait, does it? No, it doesn't spawn again. Oh, well, no UFO for us. Well, normally this is the first room I get UFO in, so since I got it in the first level, I guess it's only fair that I miss it in Ice Cream Island. Oh, man. I go back to this game a lot, like, at least once a year, usually more than that. It's just fun, you know? I'm sure we all have those games where, you know, you played it 1,000 times and I can't get that 1-up because I don't have Meteor and I lost my sword. Great. Oh well. But yeah, we all have those games, those comfort food games where you just load it up every once in a while and you plow through just for fun. This is one of those. This is probably the Kirby game I actually go back to the most often, now that I think about it. Oh, cool, the Meta Knight fight. Fun fact, since this is a remake, this version of Kirby's Adventure for these Meta Knight fights against, if you're a Kirby fan, you're actually not going to believe this. These guys are called the Meta Knights. But yeah, the boss music that's playing right now is actually a remix of the Kirby 64 mini-boss theme, which just makes me happy, because that's probably my favorite mini-boss theme in the series. I love it. But yeah, this is probably the Kirby game I go back to the most often, because it's, for one thing, it's a really quick game. Most of my other favorite Kirby games, like the 2 3DS games, and Kirby 64 in particular, those are pretty lengthy games. Like, they'll take me at least a couple of hours, whereas this I can plow through really quickly and just have a ton of fun doing it. So I go back to this game when I want something a little bit different than those. Mostly I go back to this Kirby game when I want to play something really quick, whereas Kirby 64 I usually go back to when I want to play something a bit more methodical, and I go back to the 3DS games when I want something with impeccable polish. So there's a Kirby game for every situation, which is nice. Even if you don't want a platformer, there are Kirby games for you. Like, there's the touch games, which I'm not a big fan of. Like, basically, there's so many Kirby spin-offs that, even though I'm not a huge fan of them, there's probably one that you'll like. I mean, I'm sure somebody out there even likes Tilt and Tumble for some reason. I wanted to get Spark. There we go. Spark, for some reason, has always been one of my favorite power-ups. I don't really know why. I think it's a cool ability, and it's just... Oh, we haven't been stone yet. I do want to show off all the powers, so we're gonna get all of them at some point. Okay. Okay, this is TikTok, I think. Okay, now he needs to move out of the... That's the one thing with stone for boss fights, is that you can't really get close without hurting yourself, so yeah. Okay, here we've got Mike. Mike, I actually think, is just better than Crash in every conceivable way, because, well, Crash only gives you one screen nuke, Mike gives you 3. So, yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna actually have to waste the other Mikes, because I want the goodies that we can get with lasers, so we're gonna switch. That's another thing about this game. For a lot of other Kirby games, I feel like I'm staying with the same power-up a lot, even though I do make a point to change frequently. In this Kirby game, I am, like, literally always changing. It's mostly just because there are very few instances in this game where you need to have a specific power-up to get stuff. There are some instances like that, but for the most part, you don't really need any given most power-ups to get things. It's actually pretty... We actually don't need to go in here, because we don't have any damage. Awesome. Okay, but I'd say, like, 8 times out of 10, you don't need a power-up to get everything in a stage. So it's mostly just finding a hidden pathway. And, like, there's only one example I can think of a level where the game is bad about not giving you the power you need in that level. So, yeah. Yay! Ah, the music in this game is so good. Okay, so we're almost done with Ice Cream Island. Oh, the mini-boss room. So, you can comment since... Okay, so Kirby is traditionally considered to be a very easy game, but, you know, they don't do a lot of things that most other games do, like refilling your health after every stage. So, if you're hurting, you might want to actually do one of these battle arenas just for the full heal. There are some instances, though, where you want to do these just for the copy abilities, though, because there are some copy abilities you can only get through arena fights and not through... You can't get them at all if you're in the museum, so... Okay, I thought my freeze would have either destroyed or frozen that parasol, but whatever. Okay, let's just keep on going. Woo! I love the Ice Climber outfit for Kirby here. This is probably one of my favorites. I know freeze is kind of a redundant ability, because we also have ice, but, man, I wish that they had kept this outfit instead of the... I wish they had kept this outfit instead of the one with the ice on his head. This one's so much better. Am I gonna... I don't think I can make it across doing that. Alright. Okay. Should I do sleep later? Because I think we did need our... We needed the sleep. Okay. I'll show off sleep next time it's appropriate. I don't want to lose wheel. Oh, this is just for a max tomato. No, that's not even a max tomato. That's a pet brew. Okay, my bad. Oh, wait. We should be able to go down here. Hold on. Am I being dumb? Oh, okay, I've got my platforms confused. All right. We can jump. I thought we could jump down these platforms and not down these platforms, but that was just me getting them mixed up. My bad. Okay. Okay, so if we go down here, we can get the burning power-up. Again, burning isn't something we'd really see again too much in the Kirby series, because we have fire. So instead, what would happen is that fire's ability, burning's ability would become an extra move as part of fire's moveset, which makes, you know what, it makes sense. Like, you don't need two separate powers for very similar abilities. Like doing a fire dash and breathing fire, it makes sense to just make them one power up. But, you know, burning is actually one of my favorite abilities in this game because, I thought I'd get hit there. Because it can break through those blocks, those metal blocks. Those blocks are pretty hard to break. Normally you need, like hammer. You'd need something like hammer, stone. So being able to break them with burning is just, it's probably the easiest power-up to find that breaks those kinds of blocks. So, door, there we go. Woo! And now we're high jump Kirby. This is a Kirby that kind of comes in and out. weirdly. Like, it's not a common power, but it has appeared a couple of times. It basically, pressing the button allows you to shoot through the air and more quickly, and it allows you to do damage as you go. So, it's useful in that way, but it's not one of my favorites, I'll have to admit. Anyway, you can kind of just walk around in these hub worlds. There's not usually much to find, but they're cute. Anyway, what I wanted to show off was the Warp Star, because this allows you to go back to earlier levels pretty easily. So now if we wanted to, we could go back to level 1, like if you needed a certain museum ability or whatever. But we're in level 2, so we're going to go to level 2. It's been forever since I've even gone into any of these. I'm usually plowing through the game without needing to backtrack at all, so. Oh, high jump for paint roller. This was a terrible idea. Okay, hold on. We're getting rid of this. There we go. Ah, missed. Okay. The good thing about paint roller is that he does drop abilities. Like here, we get Crash. It's actually interesting. A lot of bosses in Kirby will actually give you things that will let you have power-ups. Like we got Parasol here, but it's not just paint roller. I didn't know this for a long time, but if you suck up stars and swallow them in some of these boss fights, you'll get powers. I didn't know that for years, and it would have made certain things a hell of a lot easier.